Okay, this is going to be a comparison of these four different type supposedly PWM solar controllers. I purchased them all off of eBay, and I'm no expert in solar, but they perform differently when it comes to going into float mode. And I will be demonstrating that with the subject battery. Here is a 5 amp hour 12 volt battery. It is charged currently, as I will try to show you here. Now, by the way, I'm using these in these solar boxes. These are 10 watt panels, and I intended to use them with 5 hour or 7 amp hour 12 volt batteries, and had tried each one of these solar controllers and came up with different results. Now, for the battery, see if I can get this in here for you. For the not connected voltage reading of 13.1 to start with. So all should be fair. I would plenty happy with the battery being at 13.1, but that was after being on the solar controller. This one is an eco-worthy. Cannot tell you the model other than the items that are checked off, that it's 12 volt. Apparently it's 15 amp, 20 amp, and it's standard. Standard what? I don't know. There's nothing else written on it. The one in question by everyone on here is this blue one, which this might be the knockoff of the knockoff, because as you can see, the back of it is the smooth flat plate. There is no heat sink to the body. These other two, I will show the voltage readings once they're connected and in bright sun, so it should be a fair comparison. Okay, the first one is the white one, the eco-worthy, that I believe works correctly. And we will check voltages coming off the panel. Let me see if I can get this where it's visible. Off the panel, it's coming in $18 to 19 volts. Now off the battery, oh look, it's at 13.7, going to the battery like it's in float mode, like it should be. Don't need to. It is bright and sunny out right now, and I will show this one operates. I don't know if we can see that, but the little green LED light, the only indicator on this one, is flickering as it should be, as it says that's float mode. The battery voltage is coming at 13.7, which I would expect that. Alright, let me switch to the next one. Okay, next one up is this little model. Not sure exactly what else to call it other than it says solar power controller. There's a model 6 volt, 12 volt, and it's hard to see, but all of the lights are lit up. Battery, the charge light is on, and let's see some voltage readings on this. Here's the voltmeter. And coming off the panel, we're at 18 to 19. Of course, going over it sometimes. Now coming off the controller to the battery, notice this fluctuation in the voltage. It should be in float mode, which I found this one to fluctuate from 15 volts down to 13.7 at times, but currently you can see what it's at. That's not what I was hoping for, especially the way that it's bouncing all around. And finally, with this one connected, bright sun, we're coming up 13.7 to, see how it starts moving around? I'm not moving, but it appears to be in float mode. Just not certain that's the, yeah, it looks like this one's working. The other day it was fluctuating quite rapidly. Alright. Next is this model, SCA, which you are not able to program any of the settings in it. It has limited capabilities, even though it does have a setup button. That's mainly for timing lights. It does have a chart on it for that it is a 12 24 volt 20 amp PWM, but I was going to wait for bright sunlight to come out, but as you can see, it's riding at 14.4. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, because I think that's cooking the batteries. It's the same exact 5 amp hour battery. Haven't switched anything. So now, oh, there's the bright sunlight, and does not seem to be changing, other than I know these say that when the arrow from the panel to the battery is not flashing, then it's supposed to be in float mode. Alright, back in full sunlight, and once again, here's the panel. Panel's, because I have it on 20 volts, it's exceeding 20 volts. Here at the battery, you can see the behavior of it, where it's consistently floating in the 14 volt range. Sometimes almost getting up to 15 occasionally. It does not drop back to 13.7 or 13.8. This is one of the controllers that fried one of my batteries. And as I say, it still reads 14.4. And just for additional readings, here's what I'm getting directly off the battery. Right there, it's floating in the low 14s, and that's not what I think it should be doing. Last but not least, or maybe it is the least, here's the blue one. Remember I said it's the maybe the knockoff of the knockoff. It's a smooth back on it, no heat sink or anything. It does say PWM. There it is, 12 24 volt 10 amp. All your other, and I have it hooked up to that same battery, and it's currently reading at 14.4. The arrow from the panel to the battery is not flashing, which would indicate that it's in float mode. So here we go, bright sun. Okay, it's exceeding the reading. It's clearing 20 volts at times, but still in the 18 to 19 volt range. Maybe a little more. And reading off the battery. Oh look, 14, 38, 39, 38, 39. And that's supposed to be in float mode. That's not floating. That's cooking. Can still verify the battery itself. I know is going to be up there because this thing. Yeah, battery is reading right off the terminals 1437. So it is not floating. And don't tell me it's a bad battery when the first solar controller does what it's supposed to do. Here's the settings that I have. From the panel it should be off at 13. No, it shut off. 12.6 the cutoff for the load. 10.7 for the discharge cutoff. On for 24 hours. Set for a lead acid battery. It's not floating. These things, like I say, they're not doing it. But just in case you're looking to buy one, because these were only like $5 or $6 when I bought it. Here's your USB charger. Gonna hook it up to my phone. And I don't know if you can see it, but it is charging my phone. I've had no problem with that working, and I've charged it off of it, but it doesn't help when it's left alone and it fries the battery. Okay, so you tell me. I think that was a reasonably fair test, and that's like I'm saying. As far as I find, this eco-worthy, that one is working. It goes into float, the LED flickers, and it remains between 13.7 and 13.8 volts. This one comes in second place because although the light doesn't flicker, and I can't read the manual because of the language it's written in, it kind of fluctuates anywhere from 13.7 or 13.6 all the way up to 15. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I don't know. It's behaved like that consistently with the battery topped off and putting it out in the sun. These two, even though this says intelligent, they don't float. They're keeping, both of these are keeping the battery at 14.4 all the time that it's getting full sun. So if you want to cook your batteries, pick either one of these. And yes, the USB works, so what? No good. Let me know what you think. If there's anything I missed, put it in the comments. I'm open for input. Somebody let me know. I wish I could get more of these. I'm actually going to try and contact them to see if they're available, but last time I did, they were not.